Hi everyone, welcome back to another stream. Hope you all had a good weekend. And hi JD, okay. So I think today we're going to start out with some PSOBB, and then we're probably going to switch over to, we might do some PSO episode 3 later on. I know we haven't really done much on stream, if any. There is a private server for episode 3, so I'm hoping to be able to try that out and see if we can get some matches going. So we'll start out with some PSOBB though, like we normally do. As usual, if you want to join us at any point, we usually play on the Ephinea server, on Lumerace Block 2, and it's usually Lobby 13 that we all hang out in. And as usual, the audio bug starts as soon as I enter the lobby. I'll never understand why it does this on Ephinea. Now it should be fine. Yeah, now it's okay. Gonna be cool seeing Ep3. I like the excitement for Ep3 in the chat. Oh, hi, Polly. I wish episode 3 was more like 1, 2, and 4 in terms of gameplay. That was most people's opinion at the time when it released. For what it's worth, I actually do really like episode 3. It is very, very different, obviously, with it being a card game, but I actually do really enjoy it still. I will always prefer episode 1, 2, and 4 for sure, but I still quite like episode 3 for what it is. It's your favourite, even though you absolutely egg at it. Yeah, I'm not good at it myself either. I make stupid decisions in it all the time. So just a few channel things before we get going. So a video just went live today, which was the 3rd in the series of the item combination guides for PSO. So that covers all of the different force weapon combinations. That's just gone live a couple of hours ago. On Wednesday, I don't know if I can announce it yet, but I do have a pretty special video going live on Wednesday, involving another member of the community. So that'll be going live on Wednesday, hopefully. So I hope you guys enjoy that one. Hoping to maybe make it a slightly more regular thing. But I'll give you more details a bit nearer the time. So, as Draken mentioned as well, we have just hit 800 subs, so thanks to everyone who's subbed to the channel so far. You know, we're getting one step closer to 1,000, so really, really excited with where the channel's going at the minute. So thanks for all the support as usual. Don't see a lot of people talk about Ep3, so it'll be very interesting. Yeah, Ep3 honestly is forgotten by a lot of people. Yeah, we can do. I don't mind doing SU7, or we can do any of the Rabia quests. Quite a lot more people playing Ep3 these days. Yeah, it seems to have got like a little bit like a cult following. Certainly not as much as Ep1 and 2 by any means, but there still seem to be a few more people playing it now. Sega gave us Yu-Gi-Oh! Set in the PSO universe and ran with it. I mean, it's similarity in terms of it's a card game. I mean, it plays a lot differently at least. Yeah, I think Draken said this a few days ago when I was talking to him, but it seemed like Sega were always like ahead of the curve when it always backfired against them. So they released this card game kind of before CCGs really got really popular. And then later on, a few years later, CCGs massively blew up, by which time episode 3 had already happened. Yu-Gi-Oh! One of the main reasons people hate episode 3. For what it's worth, when I played episode 3, I probably played Yu-Gi-Oh! As well. Yeah, so it's a bit of a weird RBR this week. So we've got a terrible episode 1 RBR, which is for Endless Nightmare 1, which I don't think anyone ever runs. Episode 2 looks like it could be good for Heaven Punisher, potentially. On Skylight, there might be a few other IDs worth running it on. And episode 4 is another desert quest. So this is now 4 weeks running of desert. Favorite Yu-Gi-Oh monster? Go. Bear in mind, I played like way back when it was like pretty much new. I guess I was always a big fan of Red Eyes, honestly. I know it's like a basic choice, but it was terrible in the game. But in the game, I used to run a Chaos deck years and years ago with Blackluster Envoy at the beginning. I don't play anymore, I hasten to add. It got far too complicated for me. Starter deck Joy Fam Unite, yeah, exactly. I've got no idea what this quest's good for. I know when I looked up the enemy counts for it, it seemed to be good for Sinnospiggles in particular, and there's quite a lot of Gibbons in the quest as well. Red Eyes is good now. Yeah, it wasn't when I played. Yeah, Skylight gets Heaven Punisher here as well, so it gets it from the Sinnospiggles. It's like it's 1 in 22,000, but it's actually one of the better drops. It's just the worst blue eyes. Yeah, I mean, basically, yeah. So this being a jungle does kind of terrify me because that means we're probably going to get some Meracarols, and Meracarols are horrendous. Seeing the strongest weapons in other episodes feel weak in 3 was interesting. Yeah, there are some very strange choices with some of the cards in Ep3. The weird thing about Ep3 as well is that some of the best, like some of the strongest cards in the game were almost impossible to use because if a card was like level 6 or level 7, it was near impossible to bring on. Ah, there's a Sinnoh hidden over here. I was wondering where the enemies were there. Yeah, stack the dice in your favor. That's literally what you had to do. So you had to use, obviously, things like dice +1, dice bonuses, just anything you could do to get as much dice bonus as you could. I know that because on the GameCube, on my GameCube file, I have Epsilon for the Arcs cards, and it's like a level 7 monster, and I don't think I've been able to bring it on yet. Oh, here we go, Meracarols. Barrel Dragon went way too hard. I seem to like faintly remember Barrel Dragon. Alright, yeah, these Gibbons do make it as well. Great. Because why wouldn't they? I mean, everything in episode 2 is designed to kill you as fast as possible. We went from running no episode 2 whatsoever, really, to run it a few weeks in a row. Which I'm not against because I really like episode 2. I wonder if this is just a bit of everything because we've got Geese and we've got Gibbles here as well, and Gibbles doesn't normally spawn in jungle. So I'm guessing this is just CCA monsters in general then. Meanwhile, you're running episode 4. Someone has to. Yeah, what we can do is, while we're playing PSO, is if there's more than, more people than we can fit in the room, then we can just rotate around if we need to. Just so everyone gets a fair chance of playing. Obviously, you probably want me in the runs, otherwise there isn't really a stream, but... if only that was a Skylight special weapon drop, because that would have been a Heaven Punisher. I'm assuming it was from a Spiggle anywhere. I have a vendetta against Gigus. I hate them for how long I've had to hunt them with Skylight. Also, I was watching a video by another PSO creator, Deployable Lover, earlier on, and he called me out in the video. He's saying that there's people who've like hunted things for years and then specifically called me out for SGS. I felt attacked. In all seriousness, no, he's a really, really cool guy, and you should go and check his channel out. What side did I prefer in 3, Hunters or Arcs? I tended to play Arcs more, to be honest. Story-wise, it's been so long since I played through the episode 3 story that I can't remember a lot of it, honestly, now. I seem to remember sympathising with Arcs more than Hunters, though, for some reason. Called out for what? He was doing a video about how some people have hunted things in PSO for a long time and never found it, and it keeps them playing. And then specifically called me out for not finding SGS for like 4 years. It was just a joke. It was nothing serious or anything. It was quite funny, actually. Yeah, Deployable does some really good PSO videos covering sort of the birth of the franchise and everything. If anyone watching is considering hunting Seal JSR, just don't. Just don't. Yeah, no pitchforks. It was all in good taste. We've been talking a bit recently, so yeah. Alright. So I've just found a limb D'Argent. That was unexpected. I don't think it had hit because I think it would have been a banner if it had hit. No, it has 5 machine and 25 dark. So it won't be replacing my Uniworld's Excal. Silver being the focus of the hunters and finding a sister was dull. Yeah, I personally preferred the arcs from what I remember. Dreamcast Enjoy did a really interesting PSO video, especially for like Dreamcast era. So this is probably going to sound quite weird, given that I'm a PSO channel, but my experience of the Dreamcast is extremely limited and lacking. So when the Dreamcast released, I had a PlayStation instead, and never really played Dreamcast at all. I think I had one friend who had one, and he wasn't into PSO. And I hadn't discovered PSO at that point. So I didn't get into the franchise until GameCube. So a lot of my nostalgia and everything for PSO comes from the GameCube version. I have gone back and bought a Dreamcast since and played version 1 and version 2 a little bit. For me, it's hard to get into them though because I'm so used to the quality of life changes in in version 3, which is GameCube and Xbox. It's hard for me to adjust to version 1 and version 2. But I still really respect it, obviously, because it's where the franchise started. Or where PSO started, anyway. Rick was the best on their side. Weakest to me was Orgun, the Raycast. I did quite like, though, with Arcs. I liked the story between Orgun and Ray's, the Hukasil. Particularly when they went into some of the background lore that's a bit more obscure, like the OPSS incident. Which, if you don't know, basically the OPSS incident was a huge massacre where a load of androids were killed, basically to make room for humans and humans. So, and it goes on to a thing about android rights and everything as well later on. It's quite an interesting part of like the PSO lore, and Ray's and Orgun are quite heavily involved with that. While limbs are dropping elsewhere, you receive a PD. Such is the duality of PSO. PSO gives and PSO takes. I've been posting about this on the Discord, so go and join the Discord if you're interested. But I've been hunting Psycho Wand from a Purple Mill Lily for the last week when it was Rare Enemy Week. And Rare Enemy Week now ended. And then the first run I did after Rare Enemy Week ended, I got a Mill Lily. So I don't know how that works. And then I somehow ended up running into a red slime. There's like 30 odd lilies in the quest. And I think there's 4 slimes at the start of the quest. And I got a red slime. Because of course I did. When the drop says 1 in 365, for example, does the second number mean how many you need to kill to get a chance of getting it? No. So basically, let's assume that drop rate. So let's assume that 1 in 365. That means that the best way to think of it is, imagine you've got a 365-sided dice, and every time you kill one of those enemies, you roll that dice, and if you roll a 1, you get the rare drop. So it doesn't mean after 365 you'll get the rare. You could kill 2 and get the rare, or you could kill 1,000 and not get the rare. It's basically a 1 in 365 chance of getting that drop every time you kill that enemy. Hopefully that clears it up a bit. It's deployable, okay. I saw your video you posted today where you called me out on the SGS drop, by the way. I was just talking about that with my chat. Oh, no worries, Passion Flame. Yeah, so now you know that, now you know how horrendous PSO drop rates are when you look at some of them. You thought of me immediately. To be honest, back in the day, I was kind of renowned for how much I'd hunted Gigius and not got it. I know I killed at least 4. It was either 4 or 5,000 of them. Just never got the drop. Not that I'm bitter about it. PD was actually good. It would have been a Justy. It's always good when you get a photon drop from something that drops terrible rares. You thought Earthbound had terrible drop rates until you played this game. I don't really know of many other games that have drops as bad as PSO. What I like about PSO, though, is that there is a good variety of rare drops. So, yes, you have things like Psycho Wand with the stupidly hard drop rates that you're probably never going to see. But you also do have things that are quite obtainable. And there's a good mix in between as well. I really don't like that in a corridor. Yeah, that's like a terrible spot. That isn't actually evil spawn, putting a Mirror Carol in here. It should be illegal. Couldn't tell. And yes, for anyone wondering, I am still kind of hunting SGS. I only do it very casually now, though. All hope has been sapped from me regarding SGS, so it's just a casual hunt now. So I think we're doing this for Lame D'Argent. I think it's a Pinkle Ep2 quest. I think it's for Lame D'Argent. One actually dropped for me earlier. I didn't even know it was a Lame D'Argent drop. Hunt for SGS intensifies. At the minute, I'm on the Psycho one grind at the minute. I mean, it's only a 1 in 205 drop. You know, how hard can it be? Oh wait, it's from a rare enemy as well. I think the worst thing about the SGS hunt as well is it's a miserable experience because it's what you call a reset hunt. So that the fastest way of getting it is to just run 2 floors of Phantasmal World 4 over and over and over and over again. It's like 5 gig years per run. It only takes you like a couple of minutes per run at most. But it's just constantly resetting and restarting, and it's just so dull doing it. I love PSO, but hunting SGS is miserable. I just realised that, yes, I found another Lame D'Argent, but then now that means I've got to unseal it. It took me months to unseal my last one. This is on top of, I've also got a limiter and a Swordsman's Law that I'm trying to unseal. I'm just wondering, is it worth just putting Limiter, Swordsman's Law, and Lame all on my Huni and just unsealing all 3 at once? Now that you're hunting in episode 4 on your Red Rear Rain Mile, you see the power gap between enemies outside the crater and the ones in the crater. It's really noticeable in episode 4 actually, so especially because a lot of it is the same enemies. When you go to desert as well, you'll notice particularly things like the lizards are a lot stronger in desert. It is quite a big difference. Yeah, now I can unseal all at once. I really despise unsealing in PSO. It's one of the most boring things to do in the game. And now I've got 3 things that I need to unseal. So of course, the natural course of action would be to now go and find a SGS and add that to the list of things to unseal. And this is why I can never leave PSO. There is quite a lot of Sinnoh Spiggles in this quest, so you could run this, I think, feasibly with Skylight for a Heaven Punch drop. It's never going to happen, but it's probably the best chance you've got at the minute. Only to find the SGS is bugged and won't unseal, or don't. It's either kill 20,000 mobs or farm 4 undrops. Yeah, both of which are incredibly exciting. To be honest, I find that with Limiter and with Swordsman's Law, it's not too bad because you can kind of just chuck them in your armor and forget about them. And when they unseal, they unseal. It's with the weapons, it's horrendous because it just limits you so much. So for Lame d'Argent, Lame is a terrible weapon. You could say it's lame. I'm sorry. But so Lame d'Argent is not a particularly strong weapon, only hits 1 target, has no special. So to unseal it, you essentially just stand in the middle of spawns and spam Gifoy constantly until you've killed 10,000 enemies. Oh, you're on your last TTF before ultimate. Oh, nice one. Yeah, I mean, if you're hooked on PSO already deployable, once you get to ultimate, you're here forever. Gigu cheating there, shooting a bomb off while there's a photon blast going on. Yeah, I've always said that ultimate is very much the meat of PSO, so once you hear it, it does open the game massively. I like this quest actually, it's quite a fun one. Tons of Sinnohs in it actually. Yeah, this does seem like a really good option with Skylight actually to hunt for Heaven Punisher. Not that I think I'll do it because although Heaven Punisher would be nice, it's not really something I want to get into hunting. I've already got SGS and Psycho Wand I'm trying to find. Oh, that ended really, really suddenly. That's actually quite a fast quest then. You're trapped forever now. I think a lot of people will be spamming this on Pinkle though for Lame d'Argent drops. I apologise if I'm butchering the pronunciation of that. I do not speak French. This is good, but you need more gear. Still got some Megid kills. Yeah, episode 2, just going mad with Megid. Ran your first TTF with some people a few weeks back and had a blast. TTF is, initially, it's a very, very fun quest. Believe me, you will get sick of it. Right, so what was the percents on this? terrible is the answer. But there we go. There's another one. Not with those percents though. La AMD Argenta. Okay. I'll take your word for it. Would you please take this properly? Thank you. I mean, it's something, I guess. It'd be nice if I'd hit like my other one does, but I might use that for my Raymal, actually, because she won't need hitter with it anywhere. That's 2 red ring drops in the last, like, half an hour. For as long as you've been playing PSO, 1 quest is cool with you. Soul Banish for 20 hit. Oh, nice. Yeah, I've got a Soul Banish, but mine has like no percent at all. It's a cool weapon, that, as well. I just wish it had a better special attack. It feels like it should be an upgrade of Soul Eater, but I'm guessing Soul Eater could probably out-damage it just because of the Berserk special. Where for some reason on Soul Banish they give a level 1 Megid as a special, which is useless. Still a really cool weapon though. I used one on GameCube actually. Apparently I didn't talk to whoever gave us this job. You don't see many games that have boss runs as a quest. Yeah, there is also an episode 2 and episode 4 boss run as well. There's an episode 2 quest called Respective Tomorrow, which is a full run through episode 2 bosses. And then there's a quest in episode 4 called Point of Disaster, which is a run to the boss. Episode 4 only has 1 main boss, unfortunately. You also need to be in a team to run that quest as well. The first time you've been to level 190 in your 23 years of PSO. It takes a massive grind to get that high, really. Olga Floor stinks. Spoken like someone who's done Olga Floor. Olga Floor is probably one of my favourite bosses, but it is rough sometimes, I will admit. We have a successful history with Respective Tomorrow, don't we, Sky? Yeah, we do. Yeah, if you're going to call it that. The playable. Are you okay if I announce that now? If not, it's cool and I can wait till later. $1,000 sub challenge, fragments of memory. We might do it for 1,000 subs, maybe. Fine by me. Okay. So the video I mentioned earlier on Wednesday is a collab between me and Deployable, and we basically go through exploring some of episode 2. We're hoping to maybe make it a slightly semi-regular thing. So if you're interested in that, please, give the video some love. Give Deployable's channel some love as well. MA60 Vice with 55 hit. That's an absolute beast. Let's face him underleveled on the GameCube with a Huni Well. You see pillars drop on you and you jump. Yeah, that 55 hit Vice is brutal. That's an insane drop. So yeah, if you're interested in either Man or Deployable's channels, hopefully the collab's a fun video. It should be going live on both of our channels, so there'll be our different perspectives. Yeah, we are hoping to potentially make it a semi-regular thing. No promises of how often it'll be or anything, but clarity, it's mainly Sky carrying and holding my hand while I scream at everything. Yeah, so was I right in thinking that you hadn't done much of episode 2, had you? So it was kind of some of it was your first impressions of it. Yeah, it was a fun run, I'll say that much. But Fowler only stream. Yeah, so we could, yeah, fragments of memory only using Fowler. Basically totally new to it, yeah. So it was an experience, I'll say that much. I'll also say that if you are going through episode 2 with someone in a quest where you can't really restock very easily, probably don't use a force. It was not a good idea. For several reasons that you'll see in the video. So yeah, so for next run, I don't mind either doing another run of that, or we can do the Ep 4 quest. I really don't see the bit much point doing the Ep 1 quest because it just seems like a total waste of time. Endless Nightmare 1 basically only seems good for battles. That's about it. Also, don't celebrate the first boss kill too early. Yeah, that was not peak playing that. Yeah, Passion, that's kind of the running thing with PSO. Even going forward to like NGS now, where they still do the whole Dark Faults takes over someone thing. It's kind of a running thing with Phantasy Star now. Meant the Ep 4 quest. Yeah, so I think the Ep 4 quest has a lot of zoos and quite a lot of Gerta Blue-Loos. Skyly probably isn't worth doing on. I honestly can't even remember what the zoo drop is for Skyly. I think it might be Heavenly Mind possibly, or Girasol, one of the two. And the Gerta drop, I think, is just Blue Adoshi, which I know there's better drops than that. So if someone else wants to make the Ep 4 quest, I'm fine doing that. Try Pink for Limiter. Yeah, Limiter Absolute Copium on the 7 Gerta Blue-Loos in the quest. Just a little note as well for anyone who plays Ephinea. You may not have seen it, but they've actually made some changes to Anguish mode. So Anguish mode is an Ephinea mode where they basically buff all of the ultimate stats. It used to have 10 different levels, but they've condensed it now to 3 levels instead. It seems that they've upped the difficulty overall, so Anguish 1 is harder than it used to be. They've kind of tried to balance it out more. So just be aware of that if you are running an Anguish quest, just because they have changed it quite a bit. That's just happened in the last day or two. Considered Anguish 1 for this. I'm still not sure if Anguish is even worth doing, to be honest. To me, it just seems like the enemies get quite a lot more difficult for not much benefit. I suppose if you're level 200 and you've got insane gear and you can just blow through everything, then maybe, but I'm not sure. To me, I kind of just don't feel like it's worth the hassle. I think that the army on Pioneer 2 will be able to handle some monsters, but nope, they get swept. Yeah, so what you have to remember, though, is with the story PSO, particularly for episode 1, is that most of the army were actually on Pioneer 1. So Pioneer 2 had the remnants of the army, and it was mostly the Hunters Guild. So a lot of the army is already wiped out by the time you get to Ragol. It's meant to be a challenge and not a boost to get rares. That's what it feels like. It's for the Giga Chads of PSO. I do wonder what's harder, running Anguish or running Ep 2 challenge mode, because Ep 2 challenge mode is really genuinely difficult. Anguish just feels like if you've got space, you can just run out the rooms. I suppose you can do it in challenge mode though as well, so I guess if you're running the higher level Anguish, maybe it is more difficult. trying to land demons on these with the Huniwell is just hopeless. No accuracy. Oh, congrats on the V801. I know you can't really see it because of where the chat is on stream. I might have to adjust where the chat is at some point. Just kind of block the rare drop notifications, but Polly just got a V801. This quest looks wild. Yeah, so this is the subterranean desert, and that is a rare enemy. So you know how rare enemy week ended? Now they all show up. This is always the case with me in PSO. Every single time I play rare enemy week, you'll see next to nothing, and then as soon as rare enemy week ends, all the rare enemies come out again. And we did drop an Ophaly Seas. Unfortunately, it doesn't have hit. Tried Anguish mode once, and we're like, nope, I'm good. I'll leave it at the real pros. To be honest, even when I'm really high level, I like how I'm 170 and I say at really high level. Playing I'm not quite high already, but to be honest, I think even when I get level 200, I don't think I'll run Anguish very often because it just honestly doesn't really interest me that much. Although the thought of running Anguish mode tower on stream sometime is maybe appealing. If no one cares about the mag synchro. Well, to be fair, it probably won't be much harder because everything just instant kills you anyway. You'll do Anguish 1 tower. I knew Minsk would be up for it. Yeah, unfortunately we can't do Anguish 10 tower. I think, am I right in thinking that the new maximum Anguish, which is level 3, I don't think that's anywhere near as hard as Anguish 10 was, is it? I think they have scaled that down. To be honest though, any mode in tower would be rough. Tower is just hell on earth regardless of what Anguish you're playing it on, even without Anguish. New Anguish 3 is similar to old Anguish 6. So it's kind of strange what they've done. They've made the earlier levels of Anguish harder, I guess. So Anguish 1 is now harder than it was, but I suppose the higher levels of Anguish are now a bit easier. Or less impossible is maybe the better way to put it. Yeah, Anguish 10 was absolutely insane. We did it on... I can't remember if we did it on stream or not. It might have just been in a off-stream game. I honestly can't remember now. But we did do a bit of a run of Anguish 10 Forest. And we did a few rooms. And we died multiple times. It got to a point with Anguish 10 where the enemies are faster than you and they'll just catch up to you when you try running out the room. It was after the stream. Yeah, I couldn't remember if we did it on stream or not. The enemies don't have the same speed boost either. It's sort of a shame that because it was hilarious seeing how fast some of the enemies were. I do wonder though if the enemies in battle mode are still the same, because we did a bit of battle mode off stream as well, and some of the enemies that are in that, they moved like Anguish mode, so I wonder if they're still the same. Single peck of a Rappy would kill you. I think pretty much anything would kill you in Anguish 10. It essentially becomes a no-hit run. We're talking to level 200s that won't even touch Anguish 10. I think a lot of it depends on your class as well, because obviously some things in the game are easy with certain classes. That's no secret really. You might as well just put a picture of the death screen on stream and that's Anguish 10 in a nutshell, pretty much. I certainly don't think anyone would run it for rares. So I can see why they change it. Maybe people just weren't running it enough and they want to try and encourage people to try it more. These guys have far too much health in Ultimate multiplayer. Just put a red filter on the webcam. With a little text box next to it that just says, "Do you want to return to Pioneer 2?" It'd be nice to sphere this Sangyasha at some point. I had a sphered one on the Sega servers and it just wrecked everything. So it'd be really, really nice to get this sphered a little bit. Just need a few more photon drops to do it. I feel like Episode 2 has the most intimidating enemies. Episode 2 does have the most intimidating enemies by far. And Ultimate definitely anywhere. I think Merrick Harrels and Ilgils are probably the most dangerous enemies in the game, in my opinion. The only sort of saving grace you've got with Merrick Harrels is, for some reason, there's a weird glitch in the game with the stats where, for some reason, Merrick Harrels, the regular ones, they, in multiplayer, have virtually no health. It's really, really weird. They die really fast. It's like, I think what they're doing is I think they've mixed up the stats between single player and multiplayer for the Merrick Harrels, so they're the wrong way around or something. Or they've missed a digit. But for some reason, they have next to no health. The Miracles and Mericus, they're normal, but the regular Merrick Harrels just seem to have way less health than everything else. Which is probably good because of how annoying they are. What's the Miracle and Merrick Harrel difference having a brain fart? Essentially, they're the different colours slightly. So Merrick Harrel is like, has like a pink flower. Miracle has a blue flower. Mericus has, I believe it's like a greeny yellow flower. And in normal hard and very hard, their projectile does different statuses. So the Merrick Harrel does confuse. I think Miracle freezes you and Mericus shocks you, I think. But in Ultimate, they just all instant kill you anyway, so... There is also a weird feature with Merrick Harrels where some quests have essentially random Merrick Harrel spawns, so you'll get a spawn that will be a random Merrick Harrel, Miracle, or Mericus. I think it's a really weird choice. It's only certain quests and it's only certain Merrick Harrel spawns that are affected by it. Yeah, there is essentially not much difference at all between them. The main difference is only in normal hard and very hard anyway, so... Every time I load in, I want to fight the woman in the green dress that walks in front of you on the way to the shops in F1. Yeah, so there's her. There's also the scientist guy outside the bank who seems to always run in the way of you whenever you're trying to go to the bank. And there's the woman in the shops as well who always gets in the way whenever you're trying to go to the shops. Everyone knows that NPC because she was the one who used to dupe stuff on GameCube. I'll just pretend like I'm doing something useful here. Because of Hunuel accuracy, I can't really land demons very easily on that guy at all. Notice if you attack them fast enough, you can lock them in place and they won't move from their spot. Yeah, you can do that with some enemies, so some enemies will get like locked in their attack animation and their flinch animation. It's kind of weird with PSO sometimes because although you generally want to attack as fast as you can, there are some enemies where it's beneficial to actually delay a little bit in your attacks. because if you delay it, you'll get them to get the enemies to do a flinch. I've noticed that with hunting for Psycho 1, because the Vulmas and Gore Vulmas in caves seem to work that way. So if you attack a little bit slow, you can get them to flinch and then get another hit in. But if you try and go too fast, you'll kind of hit them while they're still flinching and they'll recover and then hit you again. It's just all really like obscure stuff that you just figure out after you play for years. We need more PSO NPC lore. So I am planning to do some lore videos for PSO. Obviously, the only NPCs that would really cover would be the main ones, I guess. Yeah, we need lore on the really obscure characters, like random kid that walks outside the Hunters Guild. Why are the Rappies so strong in desert? An absolute menace. Giant flowers always give you trouble, especially in the quest where you're on the small platforms and you're stuck outside the fences. Yeah, Merrick arrows are horrendous to deal with. I hate dealing with them as a hunter. Ranger, it's no problem at all because you just, you know, frozen shooter, job done. Like everything else in the game. Oh, level 171. Now at 860,000 to level. So we haven't hit 1 million yet. Doing your first ultimate lobby and you're scared. Basically, I mean, you're playing a ranger, so basically just absolutely abuse the fact that you can run out the rooms and run back in again. Yeah, there's that quest, isn't there, Passion Flame, with the guy where the whole purpose of the quest is just to tell a guy to stop buying weapons. I do wonder what they were thinking with that quest. So, you know, we're thinking of all these quests for this, you know, sci-fi, you know, crazy game. What should we do a quest about? Let's do a quest about a guy who keeps buying weapons and you have to encourage him to make better financial decisions. Why? You're so nervous your first time in Ultimate Solo. Funny thing is, if you go to there's a website that people used to use years ago. It's still around, but it's pretty much more or less dead now, I'd say. There's a site called PSO World. There is a guide on there about surviving in Ultimate mode, which is actually one I wrote years ago. I have also done a video on getting used to Ultimate mode as well, so that's on the channel as well. Yeah, I suppose we do have a quest where you literally just go and get a cake for someone as well. I forgot about that. Yeah, I suppose you do get the frying pan, don't you, for doing the weapon side quest. I do want to do a video on how to get that at some point, but I forgot how much work it is. If you don't know, basically, because of how the order of the quests you've got to do is, you basically have to complete all the quests in episode 1 and then go back and go through some of them again. Which is something I've not done, so it's a lot of work. I have no idea what this is. Okay, it gives us 120 seconds for a quest where the time limit's been removed anyway. Nice one. I suppose in normal gameplay it would be useful, but yeah. It's the game's way of telling you don't bother wasting Mazetta at the shop. To be honest, on Ephinea, we have better ways of wasting Mazetta anyway. The Wandering Tekka. gear videos helped you out so much. Oh, cool. It's good to hear. Yeah, that the Lost Bride one's really funny, isn't it? What I really find funny about that quest as well is that when you're running through the caves with her, let's just say she's a little bit of an overweight female. And when you complete the quest, because of that one quest you've done, when you see her at the completion of the quest, she's like stick thin. Yeah, it's kind of weird actually to think that the PSO quests, you've got this really strange mix of super serious quests, really sad quests, and then you've got random ones like, yeah, go and buy me a cake. I hate that I can't hit a zoo from there. There's also that retired hunter one as well, which is interesting, where the guy wants to kill 10,000 enemies. When I first did that quest for the very first time, I was thinking, I never have to kill 10,000 enemies. That's going to take me forever. But then you get in the quest and it's like, oh yeah, I'm at like 9,000, was it 9,900 or something now. So you have to kill like 100 or something. Watch the Force video and just want to thank you for stopping you from wasting a Chow mag. Yeah. Unless you want attributes on the Striker of Chow rod, which you probably don't because you're probably not going to melee with the Striker of Chow. I would not waste the mag on it personally. I would just use the TTF method. It's really, really easy to do as well. Just literally load TTF and run at the medical center while you've got the branch packer with you. And there'll be like a hidden warp you can go through. Hey, Chentan. Find the body parts of an android. Oh yeah, is that letter from Lionel, I think. Yeah, literally the only benefit of using the Chow mag on the branch of Paku is just so you can get attributes on the Striker of Chow. Which on a rod is kind of a waste because rods are terrible for melee. Spend ages not being able to find the last part, only to find it on Pioneer 2. Yeah, I remember doing that quest the first time and having the same problem. You're running through all the different maps trying to find where the last part is. Yeah, I haven't seen your videos in a while. Glad to see you're still doing these videos and streams. Yeah, so I'm still doing so streams are once a week normally on Sundays, and I try to upload usually twice a week, and usually one of them at least is a PSO video. So I just uploaded one today actually. Yeah, nice to see you, Lurk and Lurch. I think Seek My Master is still one of my favourite quests just because I really like Shinar and the whole Great Sword Zork story. The only really weird thing about that though is that when you see the flashback of Zork, he's a Remar. But he's using Sanguinasha, which you can't use on a Remar. So it's like, could you not have just made him a hunter? I really don't like this spawn. First person that joined your group just gave you a spread needle. Oh, thanks for the sub, Dean. Yeah, so the reason they probably gave you a spread needle is because you can get it through a quest called Black Paper's Deal. It's fairly simple to get. Obviously, if you want one with percentages, you probably have to hunt one. But honestly, you can get away with using a spread needle normally, and it will be an absolutely amazing weapon for you. Oh, nice. Got a limiter on the last Blulu. This has been a huge stream for rare drops so far. Lim D'Argent and a limiter and a V801 in the same stream. Oh, congrats on that. That's a huge drop. Now you can join me and Unseal in hell. Yeah, it's been massive drops today, really. You know, if you think we've had Lim D'Argent, admittedly one with bad percentages, but still Lim D'Argent. A V801 for Poly, and a limiter drop as well. Who needs Rare Enemy Week? Well, we've got Rare Enemies showing up anywhere. As I said, they all come out when Rare Enemy Weekends. So what is this? That's 25 Dark, whatever it is. Oh yeah, Philly says, yeah. I actually forgot about that Rare Enemy drop. Psycho 1's inbound, I wish. You miss PSU, never tried PSO, wish you liked more, and if so, why? For me, PSO, definitely. I still like PSU, don't be wrong. But PSO, it's a lot of it is nostalgia just because it's where I started with Phantasy Star Online. But for me, I just feel like overall it feels like a more complete game to me. There just seems to be more to do in general. And I will admit, though, a lot of it is nostalgia. Yeah, I was just about to say, oh, shame we got no limiter drop, and then I saw you got one on the last Gerber. Yeah, I mean, I know there's only 7 Gerber Blulus in the quest, but realistically, we've got a decent rare drop boost with RBR at the minute, and it's probably one of the better ways of getting it at the moment. No worries, Larkin. Like I said, I still do really like PSU as well, but I just feel that because I spent so much time with PSO growing up, it's kind of imprinted on me, and it's a game I can't really leave. Spread Needle fires way faster than you used to. Reason for that is because Spread Needle is actually a rifle. So although it fires like a shot, it's actually, you'll notice you hold it like a rifle, and it has rifle animation. That's one reason why it's so good though, because you can crowd control really well with it. Ethan on PSU is such a weird main character. Yeah, he was not particularly popular at the time. Might give PSO a try, it looks damn good. Once you're in, you're in. I'll warn you now. Stay away while you can. If you want to zoom it, PSO looks more appealing than PSU, though I can't judge PSU because I've never played it, only seen clips. Yeah, PSU plays fine, honestly. It's just, yeah, for me, admittedly, again, a lot of it is just nostalgia. I just love this game. Yeah, so we can rotate around if anyone wants to step out, and we can switch around. The only thing is, though, don't we need... We need Pinkle for limited, don't we? if we're hunting more. Yeah, as base players, just link there as well. We do have a Discord as well, so if you want to join us over on the Discord, feel free. Should run TTF or RT on stream. I'm down for either, honestly. Just, you know, casually end the stream with a red ring. Weather changes in Ultimate are so satisfying. Yeah, so it's only an episode 1 thing, but all of the episode 1 areas do look different. I'll be there. Welcome in. Oh, no worries, Jenny. Limiter is great and all, but have you found a silence claw? Not this stream yet, no. It's probably because we haven't been in ruins. I can guarantee the minute I set foot in ruins, there'll be a silence claw. So I think we potentially have 2 runs going, potentially. Let's have a look. Yeah, so we've got a TTF going there. So yeah, so we've got 5 in total, so we could always do... Up to you, Miss. Do you want to do a duo run, or did you want to do F3, or... I don't mind either joining them, or we can do a duo run, whichever's easier. Looks so far in Rare Week hasn't been great. Been trying for 13 for the last 3 hours, but no luck with barbooters. I know some IDs can get 13 from box drops as well. I don't know what the drop rate's like for that though. Yeah, I mean, I plan on playing F3 later this stream anyway. You sure, Draken? Yeah, Draken's just said they can drop out if you want. So we can do a 4-player run. It's up to you, Draken, if you want to drop out. I'm not going to force you to. But I'll jump in regardless anyway. Yeah, so we'll do, you know, a quest everyone knows, a bit of TTF. Kind of feels mandatory that you have to do TTF at some point. Oh, it's a 1/900 drop from White Elk. Yeah, the only problem with barbooters is there isn't really any great quests for them. I know that, I think there's a quest called Lost Berserk Baton that has quite a lot of them, but it is a rough quest to run. I know me and Draken did it a little bit, and it was quite difficult to do. There's a lot of big spawns in it. Drax says you're getting the red ring. Oh, okay, we'll remember that then when it drops. See you around, got to run. Join your Discord. You'll see you around when you get home. Ask for a bit of info from the Discord and how to get PSOBB up and running. Thanks and cheers for now. Oh, no worries, Lurkin. Hope you get all sorted with PSOBB. We'll try and help you out as much as we can. Thanks for watching as well. Yeah, I'm not really familiar with the White Ale drop charts, to be honest, Argentine. I don't think I've ever really had a high-level White Ale, to be honest. 13 is definitely worth getting, though. It's a really, really good armor. Max attack is 25 each time. That might be one of the best ways of doing it. I think max attack is probably a bit easier to do as well than Lost Berserk Baton. There's some really, really unfair spawns in that quest. Yeah, I know how difficult it is though, because my Red Rear gets Cannon Rouge on the same drop rate from barbooters, and it's a pain to hunt. 1/900 is not too bad really, but just when you don't have that many in the quest. Still, could be worse. Could be Psycho ones. Kind of funny doing episode 1 after you've done some episode 2 and episode 4, because ep 1 feels so much easier. Yeah, 4-player, it's probably not too bad. The main part I remember though, Drac, is the part where there's like laser fences that make you like hem into a really narrow corridor, and then it puts, I think, was it a doff on at one end or something, or zoos or something. Just a photon drop. Yeah, you get a doff on from both sides and you're stuck and can't go anywhere. It's just like, well... It just felt like a very unfair spawn. Yeah, some of the quests, particularly the custom ones, seem to have some pretty unfair spawns, honestly. I know last week, the RBR quest in F1 was a bit stupid, really. It starts out and you go into a little corridor in caves, and the first enemies are Panarms. And if anyone who's played PSO for a while probably knows that if you have a Panarms in a really narrow space or near a wall of a room, it never acts properly. It never splits. So you're just kind of stuck. You basically just have to hell spam the Panarms and hope you can instant kill it. I do want to use 13 on my Huniwell at some point. She's using Love Heart at the minute, but I think what I want to do is probably switch this Love Heart over to my Raymal once she gets to 131. And then give the 13 that my Raymal is using to my Huniwell instead, so that I can use my Disco Braveman then. Just my Raymal has no other armor she can use. It's the problem with having your main character as a Skyly, you just never find any armors. DOB gaming. I mean, that is Hunter endgame, basically. Just get a hit Disco Braveman and destroy everything. The only downside is the only Disco Braveman I've got with hit, it has 15 hit, which isn't great. But it might still be enough for a Huniwell to land it. Possibly. Maybe. Yeah, Huniwell accuracy is absolutely miserable. I've just realised I've capped my attack power. I know you can't see it because of where my camera is on stream, but I've capped attack power now. Well, tap maker I'm in max mag. The Dragon Roar is a music track. You got lucky while looking for one of the parts of GZI, so I guess you were lucky when you weren't farming for something. Yeah, I don't blame you for turning the BGM off. I'd imagine it'd get quite confusing listening to the stream and trying to play the game at the same time. So somehow I just got hit by a Megad and didn't die. I don't know how that worked, but I'll take it. Do not even dare spawn a Mill-Lily. I do not want to see a Mill-Lily while I'm on any ID other than Purple Gnome. Yeah, so ultimate lilies and caves are fun. You just can't get hit by them or you'll die. You can build your Dark Resist up enough to resist it, but yeah, it's a bit rough when you first get here. You can get a 25-hit DOB from Government Quest 3.3. I always forget about the weapons from the Government Quests. I should really do those at some point. Especially if there's a 25-hit DOB from it. That gives me incentive. Cheers for that. You trade for a 40-hit, they're cheap. A 40-hit one's cheap. I know that once you get to like 50 plus hit, they get ridiculously expensive, but 40 hit would be more than enough, really. I think there is a VI with hit as well, yeah. Unfortunately, not 70 hit. And this is Hunua trying to land hell. Even using SNS, it's like, no. So remember last week stream, first Lily spawn, didn't notice and died in the first room by Megid. I think I remember that actually, yeah. I think, was that in the Ep2 quest that we did? 40 hits like 4 or 5 PDs. That's not too bad actually, yeah. Considering how strong it is. Yeah, I thought it was. Yeah, the problem with Temple is it's really easy for it to hide the lilies around corners. That was quick. To be fair, when you get invincibility on Dalryley and you've got a berserk weapon, it's like, well. Yeah, I'm guessing most of the enemies' roars must be like actual music tracks then. I was watching a stream of another PSO content creator recently, actually, a guy called One Up Bebop, and he was just running through. I think he was doing, I can't remember if it was TTF or I think it was Lost Soul Blade he was doing, and he just stumbled across a Cincester from a C.A.R.D. It's like a 1 in 18,000 drop. He was like, "Oh, I've got a banner," but yeah, there's a reason for that. One day that's going to happen to someone on one of our streams, where we're just going to stumble across an Uber rare. I'm not saying it's going to be today, but it's going to happen. If I tell myself it's going to happen, it will, eventually. In addition to buff Lavis weapons, yeah, I honestly, I think Lavis should be... Honestly, just make it stronger than Excal, because it's way harder to get. Yeah, if you think that Lavis is a ridiculously hard drop on its own, then you have to, you know, rank it up with decent percents as well, ideally. And then, you know, even worse if you want to get a Lavis Blade or a double cannon, because then you need more Uber rares to make those. Whereas Lame Dashent is, it's not a easy drop by any means. You know, it is a fairly difficult drop. Then all you have to do is kill 10,000 enemies. And you get really the strongest melee weapon in the game. This is the red ring rung. I can feel it. Hopefully. It'll be the SGS or red ring. It will be really nice. still really do not like these Sinnohs. I'm not sure what they drop on. Is it Whitehall this run? I actually have no idea. I think it's a Whitehall run. I'm not familiar with the Whitehall drop chart at all, if it is Whitehall. It will probably be something good though, because Sinnoh Blues nearly always drop something decent. It's Whitehall, okay. Yeah, I know nothing about Whitehall. All I know is that on GameCube, you used to use it to get Handgun Miller, and that was about it. You would think they made Sinnoh Reds just to troll rare hunters. I'm convinced of that because they're the same shade of red as well. Sinnoh Blues on Whitehall drop Heaven Punisher. See, I told you the 10s drop decent stuff. Dare I even ask what the drop rate is for it? I'm going to assume it's 1 in over 100,000. I'm assuming. One in 174,763. Easy. So yeah, so you're never ever finding it then. Although I do need to remind people that, you know, one of my mods, Scribe, did find a Psycho Wand from a Sinnoh Zeller at 1 in 300,000. So nothing is impossible. It's just almost impossible. Right, time for Gizonde spam. After Limiter Gerta, I believe in the Heaven Punisher drop. Just like immediately put the towers up. There was no hesitation whatsoever. Yeah, improbable as opposed to impossible. The Kibata does so much damage. It's been really irritating this time. It's doing one of these runs where every time the red pillar pops up, it's behind me. Yeah, so this boss, it uses either Fui, Gizonde, or Gibata. It's not really letting me get the Gizonde spam going, unfortunately. Oh, there we go. Yeah, this boss isn't too bad in Ultimate, honestly. I thought I could get one more hit in before he dropped it again. The greed is real. Honestly, there aren't too many changes developed really in Ultimate. I think he gets 1 or 2 new attacks in his final phase and just uses different elements in the first phase, and that's about it, really. Yeah, that's it, bring it. Just stand in the middle of the door so we can't get in the room. Physically can't get in the room. Never done it in Ultimate yet. Only done Ragol and Dragon on Ultimate Episode 1. Yeah, Episode 1's actually quite cool in Ultimate. It does change a lot. It's just that Voloped in particular doesn't really get too many changes. I'm going to start using Gel in here just to help people out a bit. I think Ult Ruins when you first get here is quite scary. I think you have to be really, really careful of with these guys is that there's essentially no grace period at all for damage in multiplayer Ultimate. So if you get a couple of them surrounding you, they'll just kill you really quickly. You're literally punching enemies to death, Minsk. I suppose you can just disrespect the enemies when you get to 190 plus. Same with these guys as well. These surround you really, really easily, so you just have to be quite careful. Yahoo has a magging PSO talk about product placement. Yeah, that's. I believe it's because back on the Sega servers there was some like collabs. So as well as the Yahoo one, anyone who played Sega servers might remember this, but there was a AOL Cup, which was like essentially like a maximum attack event sponsored by AOL. And it would give you like positive messages during the quest where it would go like, you must be fast, you must be using AOL. Wouldn't be a TTF without someone getting killed by the bringer shot. It happens to us all. Oh, I found an earring. Oh, nice. Oh, they've actually fixed the typo with that, actually. So on Sega servers, her name was typoed in that Rico's earring. It was Rico with a K. It was either the earrings or the glasses that were typoed anyway. I can't remember which. Knew someone who got 33rd in the AOL Cup. What an achievement. Right, did I remember to bring my cure phrase? Yes, I did. Good. Such a cheesy way to advertise it. Yeah, it was terrible. It was good for hunting rares and stuff, but yeah, you just had constant AOL advertisements everywhere. Even on Pioneer 2, a lot of the shops and everything had huge banners on them with AOL advertisements. I think there is some quests on Ephinea that still have that, actually. And yeah, this room is definitely one of the creepiest rooms in the whole of PSO. You've got mail. Wish we could have full access to all the quests back on the GameCube without going online. Some of the private servers that support GameCube sometimes let you download some of the online quests to your memory card. I don't know if that's still a thing you can do now, though. I still maintain that this transition, going from like the grassy field with the obelisk to this horrible area with faces all over the floor, still one of the best transitions in pretty much any game, I think. Just when PSO decides to go full horror mode. I really don't like these guys in Ultimate. Yeah, I think last one would make it easier for sure. Just having the 3 bullets. That's why I tend to just use a handgun for this, because you can get a couple of quick shots off and then move if you need to. Yeah, the faces on the ground are really, really creepy. They're actually in ruins in a few places as well. They're really well hidden though. There's a room in Ruins 1 where it kind of looks out through a window. And if you look on the walls in the background through the window, you'll see sort of very slight silhouettes of some of the faces. I'm assuming that the faces are meant to be what's left of the crew of Pioneer 1. Combo there. That's what I mean about having no grace period in Ultimate. You essentially just take hits repeatedly. Didn't notice there were faces until now. Yeah, the entire floor changes to faces. You can see in this like trench around here as well, it's all just entirely made of faces. Well, time to get destroyed by Rabata, no doubt. Hey Rico, I have your earrings. Peace, right? I think at this point, peace is never an option now. Wish they did more of the creepy stuff. Yeah, I kind of like it when they lean into that psychological horror stuff. It's quite cool, really. A lot of like the body horror stuff as well, you know, things like with particularly F2 with Olga Floor as well. Now, Faltz, if you just want to keep doing Divine Punishment, that's fine. I can deal with that. If it means you're not doing Rabata, I'm happy with that. Please don't do Rabata. Try and kill me at the end. That'll the army that stormed the spaceship became the floor. Possibly, yeah. Obviously, as I said, the army were from Pioneer 1 mainly, so again, it would be more or less the crew of Pioneer 1 and the army and everything. Essentially, anyone that, I suppose, woke up Faltz. Yeah, Godspeed, yeah, Faltz Rabata is by far the most dangerous thing it does. don't really know if gelling does anything on Falz, because I'm pretty sure that everything it does is fixed damage anywhere. I feel like I cheated there. Falz's shield wasn't up and it still took 0. Yeah, Falz Rebata is the most dangerous thing it does, just because in Ultimate in particular, it will it'll always do Rebata and then it'll immediately combo it with the mines that come out the floor. And because there's no grace period for damage in Ultimate, you'll just get frozen or take the Rebata damage and then immediately eat all the mine damage as well. It's usually instant death for pretty much any class. How does Ragol become Falz? We see a spirit leave after it's defeated, but how did she die? I don't think the game ever explicitly tells you how she dies. I think it's just kind of left up to your interpretation. I'm guessing that when Falz gets awakened, she probably meets the same fate as everyone else. But Falz obviously uses her as a vessel. Falz just really get a double kill with Megate. I think the general thing with Falz in Fantasy Star is that it needs a host. So I think to sort of get back to its full strength again, it decides to use Rico as a host. But yeah, as for how she dies, I don't think it explicitly says in the game. I think it's just kind of assumed that Falz does it. Well, I don't see any banner for Red Ring. We got Rico's earrings, so we're obviously going through this set. So we got Rico's earrings. So obviously next room we'll get Rico's glasses, and then we'll get the red ring, because we're just getting the full set. We're accessorizing. That's the way I'm looking at it. Yeah, Falz's PGF. Heathcliff becomes Olga after Osto and the others screw up. Yeah, the entire episode 2 is basically a massive screw up by the scientists. Interesting thing is when you look at some of the books that go through some of the lore PSO, the events of episode 2 actually start before episode 1. It could be, yeah. It could be that she gets mutated, possibly. Again, I don't think the game ever really goes into exactly what happens with her. Yeah, she is in PSP 2 Infinity, isn't she? Yeah, and her Flowen's in as well. I seem to remember that. Yeah, so basically, from what I remember, the events of episode 2 start in terms of the very start of the Ep 2 events. So that is, when Flowen goes to Galderval, basically. It's before you're actually involved with episode 2, so the events with Flowen and the scientists start. Then as that's going on, then episode 1's events start. So then there's the explosion in the Central Dome and so on. It's quite a weird timeline, so 2 starts just before 1, but then both of them kind of run simultaneously. Worst lore moment, Falz and I'll go get it on and have a Humar son. I know what you mean there as well. Yeah, and speaking of that Humar son, we'll be playing some episode 3 shortly. Now we're earrings just because. Yeah, because they're actually visual, aren't they? I mean, you won't be able to see them on Pioneer, I'm guessing, but I know they do show up on your character. They're actually a visual item. I don't remember if they have any good stats at all, or if they do anything good, but I think they're more just fashion. After the break endos. So use cure freeze for faults, but still get one shot by the Rabata. Is there anything you can do to prevent that, like an item or something? At that point, once you're using cure freeze, you basically just cross your fingers. I know that's probably not what you want to hear, but generally, as you level up more and get more health, you'll have more chance of surviving it. The problem is that he actually does multiple Rabatas, and then the mines hit you as well. So with cure freeze, you can sometimes get away from the mines. One thing I would recommend is as soon as you get hit by the Rabata, if you open your menu quickly and run, you won't get slowed down by the mines, so you can run out the way of the mines easier. But generally, it is just kind of luck, really, if you get killed by it or not, because it just does so much damage to you anywhere. Even at my level 171 here in New World, I still get killed by the Rabata quite often. Yeah, and Rabata sometimes can double hit as well. It's because he false fires tons of Rabatas at you instead. It's not just one Rabata. Hi, Frenzied. 96 to 181 defense, 237 to 262 evade, and 15 EFR, EIC, ETH, but you lose ATA if you drop range wall. To be honest with that, that's still pretty good stats, honestly. The defense is very variable, so that does vary quite a bit. The evade's really nice, and on a rare mal, you're just never going to get touched wearing that. Got your rare mal to 137. Oh, nice one. Yeah, the way the build-up fault is designed to intimidate you all the way through ruins, I think. Happened to you one time in normal when you were leveling with some friends. You're the last one who got double hit and died when he was about to die. Stealth suit Rico's earrings. Yeah, just go full fashion. Kind of a shame that other classes can't use Rico's glasses. I think they're 4 mile only. If you want to go for the ultimate no defense build. Been playing for 3 weeks and you're at 137. That's some going. Also had the storyline where Kirik goes insane. Dark Souls reminds you of that. The Kirik storyline's pretty cool, actually. Yeah, the glasses are just trap vision. Yeah, that's basically all they are. You use them purely. It is entirely just for the fashion. So I think we can maybe do... Just looking at time. So we've got about an hour and a half left of the stream, roughly. So we can maybe do one quick quest. Just like a shorter one. And then we'll switch over to Ep 3. If anyone's got a very, very quick quest that they want to do, just let me know and we can get that going. You look fly with them exactly, so I mean, why would you use anything else? I know NGS is basically a fashion simulator, but PSO started it with Rico's glasses. Yeah, it'll probably have to be quite a quick quest, I think. I mean, if we can't think of anything, we can just switch over to Ep 3 now. I'm cool with either. We always do play on Luminous Block 2, Lobby 13 as well, so if anyone ever wants to drop by, we always tend to hang around here anyway. Yeah, all of the RBR quests are fairly long this time. I mean, the Ep 2 one went fairly quickly, but I think it's because we had, obviously, 4 really high levels. Yeah, so we could switch over to Ep 3 then, if people are interested in that. I really don't know how much interest there is in seeing Ep 3, but... We're doing Max Attack Ep 4. Max Attack is generally quite a long quest. posted a video on the Discord showing off ghosts during the fight in version 1. I'll have to check that out. Yeah, what we'll do is I'll go and get a drink, and then we'll switch over to Ep 3. Yeah, we've just done a TTF frenzy, so I don't think people want to do another one. Yeah, so what I'll do is I'll go and get a drink. We'll just, put it to like a B-Rack back screen for a couple of minutes, and then we'll switch over to some episode 3. Now, just to pre-warn you, I don't have my GameCube file on episode 3 because I can't get my GameCube to capture a quality I'm happy with. So I'm basically using an emulator for it and using a starting file, so I have no cards whatsoever. So yeah, so we'll go from this lobby here to exactly the same lobby, but in Ep 3. So back in a minute. Hi guys, welcome back. So I have tried running this in 16:9 and it always looks terrible. It looks really, really stretched compared to the original aspect ratio, so hopefully it doesn't look too bad. This is what we'll have to just go with for now. It looks better than the GameCube capture anyway. Yeah, so we've gone from the this lobby to exactly the same lobby. Yeah, don't be expecting to see any like endgame cards or anything. Well, not from my end anyway, because I have next to nothing in this. So for anyone who hasn't seen this before, this is PSO Episode 3 Card Revolution, and this is the weird third entry in the game where they decided to turn PSO into a card game. I realise a lot of people probably have never seen it before. And so even if you have heard of it, you may not have seen it played before, so hopefully it'll be interesting enough. I don't think it'll be something that we do regularly on stream, but it's nice to do now and again. Yeah, I might look into maybe downloading a save file, possibly. Another are ways of getting your GameCube save files off the memory cards, it's just I don't have a way of doing it at the minute. You tend to need like homebrew Wii or something to do it. How'd you play Ep3? So, obviously, you can do it through GameCube or emulate it. Obviously, look into the legalities of emulating it. Make sure you've got like a legit copy of it and so on. But there is a server called Ragol. I believe it's ragol.co.uk, I think it is. And on there, there's full guide how to get connected. It's actually really, really simple to get connected to. I know you're banging about F3, but it was a special time in your life, so I have loads of memories. Yeah, so F3, like I said, I have really fond memories of it as well. I didn't play it much online, honestly. Mainly because I went online, got absolutely slapped, and then never wanted to play it online again. But I did play it offline quite a lot. But I am absolutely terrible at this game, I will forewarn you now. We all own the game, right? I mean, to be fair, I do actually own the game. Yeah, I have done a video on Ep3 on the channel before. That was captured through the GameCube though, and unfortunately it does look really, really grainy. Kinda need a HDMI mod from a GameCube, really. This is really the only way of getting it to look good on stream. So I think what we can do is we can maybe just we can either go against each other or we can do like a 2-on-2 versus some NPCs. I'm cool with anything really. I think Minsk said they're gone for a drink anyway, so we'll just wait a second for them to get back. Yeah, very, very cool game though. Very, very different to episode 1 and 2 though. So if you never played episode 3 before, it will be completely different to what you're used to. Hello, ooh, our weebs allowed here. Yeah, weebs are welcome. So annoyingly, you can't look at your cards in the lobby, which is really odd. Essentially, a little primer for anyone who hasn't seen episode 3. Basically, there are two sides, Hunter side and Dark side. Hunter side use all of the gear from PSO, so all the weapons and everything. And the Dark side use monsters. Yeah, no worries, Minsk. Just whenever you're ready. And it's essentially just a collectible card game. And the way it kind of works is it's grid based, and you win by defeating the other player character. But the way the two sides work is completely differently. Sound effects on the menus are so much cooler than BB. I really like the sound in Ep3. I really like the soundtrack as well. Really, really strong. Last time you played was before you moved house. Clone boss and you rolled double ones for 5 turns straight. I've not played PSO at all. So this will be totally new then. So yeah, this is PSO episode 3 Card Revolution. I know that the game under the stream will say PSO. That's just because YouTube doesn't let you change it for some reason. The other versions of PSO, the more popular ones, are basically dungeon crawlers where you hunt for rares, where this is completely different. It's a collectible card game. So we will get started in a minute. Just Minsk is just setting some things up at the minute. You think they might take off if they didn't call it Ep3? I think at the time the problem was that just a lot of people loved PSO episode 1 and 2 and basically just wanted Sega to keep making that kind of game. So when they totally changed it and made it into a card game, it threw a lot of people off, and it did anger a lot of people at the time. There was a massive outcry about it in like the Phantasy Star community. A lot of people, I remember like people threatening to boycott the game and stuff because they turned it into a card game. I remember myself, I wasn't really happy that they turned it into a card game. I was thinking, you know, what have they done to PSO? But honestly, it stands up perfectly well. This is the first stream where you played a quest in every episode. Yeah, you're not wrong, actually, yeah. I would say we'll do them in order next time, but that'd be really, really awkward because I have to like dip out of Blue Burst to dip into Ep3 to dip back into Blue Burst again. Yeah, so Minsk, I was saying that we could either we could do like a 2v2 versus the NPCs if you want. I'm just thinking because I have an absolutely terrible deck. Yeah, no worries. It's aged pretty well, mainly because obviously collectible card games are really, really popular now. I mean, it says a lot if NGS are making another card game. Played a lot of rhythm puzzle games when you're a teenager. I quite like rhythm games as well, so I played an absolute ton of Guitar Hero, Rock Band when I was growing up. Yeah, I put way too much time into those. I've always liked rhythm games, really. I've been playing a bit of the Final Fantasy rhythm game on Switch lately as well, C.A.R.D Rhythm. That's actually really fun. It's also in Project Diva. I've played a little bit of Project Diva, so I have, is it Project Diva Mega Mix, the Switch one at the minute. I've played quite a bit of that. Boycotting seems a little extra, but maybe that's just me. Yeah, it was a bit too much at the time. For me, I was just a bit unhappy that they changed PSO, but it turned out to be absolutely fine, so... Project Diva F on the PS3. Oh, cool. I've heard about that one, but I've never actually played it. Space Channel 5 stream when? Yeah, you were saying when that you picked it up really cheap recently. But maybe I should pick that up at some point. Hello again. Yeah, there was a Final Fantasy rhythm game. I think it's called C.A.R.D Rhythm. As in theatre rhythm. It's on Switch at the minute. It's actually really fun. Can't completely turn off the music. That's a really odd choice. You'd think they just let you turn it off. Oh well. Yeah, so we can make a game, and then we can maybe start with like a two versus the NPCs, just because my deck is absolutely terrible in this at the minute. There's a tournament going on. That is quite funny. Am I in the EU? Yeah, so I'm in the UK. Well, I suppose I'm technically not the EU now, I guess, because, you know, Brexit. But, yeah, I am European. Greetings from Canada. Oh, nice to have you. Still don't get how the game works. Yeah, I still kind of feel pretty new to Ep3, even though I've played it a lot offline. Oh yeah, I think Minsk is Canadian as well, so we seem to have a little group of Canadian viewers actually. Yeah, greetings, fellow Canadian. Yeah, so in PSO Ep3, you have different types of cards. You've got item cards, which are used by the hunter side, which are all of your PSO things. So you've got, you know, shields. You've got weapons like Riker's Claw or Rika's Claw, however you pronounce it. Then you've also got creatures on the dark side as well. So these can use the actual monsters from PSO. So essentially the way it works is you have a player character, and if your player character gets reduced to 0 HP, you lose. The way that you do that is, with hunter side characters, you tend to equip gear onto your actual player character, and that gear defends your player character from actually getting hurt directly. Whereas your dark side characters, they can always get hit directly, but the general way they play is they will tend to use monsters to kind of block the opponent in, to stop them from getting to them. Yeah, the section IDs in this have no value whatsoever. They do absolutely nothing. You bring the Irish party, the Venezuelan party, and the Irish Italians. Oh, so Matt's just won a tournament anyway. Yeah, basically, I'm pretty much entirely English. I do have... My family does originally come from Scotland, but I am unfortunately entirely English. So just a one, I might get absolutely bopped here because I have terrible, terrible cards. Since we were talking about Endo earlier, I'll go with my Endo deck. It is basically a starter deck though, just to warn you. I always want to visit the UK. Anywhere in particular, or? As someone who lives here, I always wonder why people want to come here, but I suppose that's the same regardless where you live. You're always welcome in the motherland. That looked like a very strange map layout. I'm gonna have the pint with the lads. Yeah, so this is episode 3, so it is, as I said, completely different to the other PSO games. Yeah, that is a really strange map layout. I mean, these are terrible cards, but yeah, sure, let's go with it.
Nice. Set.
Problem is, this guy only gets buffed when I've got other cannabins on the field, and I don't actually know if I have cannabins, so... I've really got no idea where to put things here because this map is huge. I'm just going to put a Poison Lily there for no reason whatsoever. These cards are awful. I'm actually going to get rid of that, actually. I'm just going to stay where I am for now until I draw some better cards. Probably the wrong map for the first run. Yeah, so nothing much will happen in the first turn. I'm going to get rid of this Canoon because I just don't need it. So what will happen now is I'll probably draw Cannabins now. No, just another Poison Lily. This deck's terrible. It does have 1 or 2 decent cards in it, but yeah. I kind of feel that if they run down the middle, it's just going to be like a way to hem them in. So basically the way the game works is it goes through different phases. So you have a dice phase where you roll an attack and defense dice. The attack dice determines what you can put on the field, what you can attack with. and your defense dice determines what defense cards you can use if you get attacked. So, I mean, at this point, I guess I'm just putting another Poison Lily down. I mean, I could literally just put a Poison Lily right in front of these guys, which I might do. It will die, but it might let me get a cheeky attack in. Actually, Lura's open there, actually. It might distract her at least and stop her from putting monsters there at least. Honestly, all over the UK. Oh, cool. But you managed to get over at some point. When the big Poison Lily hits. This will do next to no damage. It got blocked anyway, so... I do like how the Poison Lilies kind of slide forward when they attack. Ah, there we go. That's a little bit better. Got a Go Vulma and a Hildebeer. Hildebeer is like one of the most godlike cards early in the game.
Defense.
I don't think I'm going to guard to save my Poison Lily. I think I can let the Poison Lily go. Yeah, how many fat seers does he want? I think you're capped to having 3 in your deck, aren't you? I think.
Change dice. Set.
Alright, we've got a decent roll. We're bringing the Hildebeer on then. It's going to take like 10,000 years to actually get the Hildebeer up there, but I also don't want to block Minskin. You've never seen this game in the flesh before. It's really, really... Well, to be honest, no one really plays it. It's kind of a shame, honestly, because I do actually really like it.
Defense.
Just completely obliterate this claw. So the cool thing about this as well is that when you're doing 2-on-2s, you can vary the sides. So Minsk's using a Hunter side deck and I'm using a Dark side deck, but we can still go on the same team.
Defense.
Yeah, it was definitely a huge departure for the series, this, when it launched. I think looking back on it now, though, it is still a really, really decent game.
Set.
I think while I can, I'll bring a Go Vulma on as well. Bring it on here, and then I'll start moving the Hildebeer up, I think. The downside with the Hildebeer is it takes ages to get anywhere. I will move Endu a little bit just because it looks like Realm Ethos is coming over to us anyway.
Action. Defense.
Yeah, this is probably not the best map for some battles because it's so big. Yeah, the really, like, robotic voice is one of the weirdest things in Ep 3. It's something I'll never really get used to. He didn't even check the map before starting. No worries.
Change.
Yeah, I don't know why they thought that really robotic announcer voice was a good idea. One day the PSE burst announcement from PSO2 burst will return.
Change. Nice.
Yeah, that guy sounded way too excited.
Send.
That is a terrible roll. I mean, at this stage, the Hildebeer might get over there by the end of the stream.
Defense.
I still say the Hildebeer should be able to jump. The good news is that the Arcs player is basically feeding Minsk monsters to power the Elysian up, so... yeah, and get rid of the Savage Wolf for now. We do have another Hildebeer card, actually, as well.
Change.
Don't think we'll be able to bring it on, though. Hi, Oba. Alrappy there. Alrappy's quite a funny card. Basically, when you defeat it, it just goes back into your hand. Yeah, the dice bonus thing is a cool idea. I suppose it's necessary as well because you do have cards that require 7 points to bring on. But it does encourage you to, to play aggressive, really.
Change. Nice.
I am noticing that Relmitos is obviously coming around here towards me. I am kind of tempted to bring the Hildebeer back. Okay, you want to take care of Relmitos? Okay. Yeah, if you do that, I'll go for Lyra then.
Set.
Yeah, I know who you mean, the format. So we're halfway there. The Gorvulma can't move very far either. No, I will keep the Gorvulma here, actually. Just to defend me in case I need it.
Action.
I realise this probably isn't too exciting yet. It's just because this map's huge and it takes a while to get to the side. Oh, poor Alrappy.
Draw.
It'll be back soon though, because it just goes back to your hand. I like how that's a little callback to how the Rappies are in PSO. I think the Ragrappy card does something similar as well, but I think that goes to your deck instead.
Change.
Yeah, hopefully this is interesting enough for anyone who hasn't seen episode 3 before. I realise it's probably not a game that gets covered very often. Yeah, exactly. Rappies never die.
Defense.
I'm guessing that's why they have Alrappy and Ragrappy do that. I would reduce that damage if I could, but...
Change. Nice.
yeah, so as Min said there is actually... I'd forgotten about that, actually. There is actually a spectator mode in Ep3, so if you are able to access the Ragol server, you can spectate the match. I'm going to move Endo over as well, actually, just to keep him away from Relmitos.
Action.
I could slash with the Poison Lily, but that seems like a massive waste. I'll hold on to that for the Hildebeer.
Defense.
Some nice damage.
Draw.
Ditch the Evil Shark. And get a Boomer, which seems like a straight trade, to be honest. Anyone who's played PSO2, if you recognise the music, it's probably because you've heard it before from this.
Defense.
Ah, Min's classic Kasami Bracer. So the way that you hurt the hunter characters basically is when you destroy a piece of equipment they've got equipped, they'll lose 1 HP. And if they've got no equipment equipped, you can attack them directly. I'm really surprised that Lura hasn't moved yet, considering there's a Hildebeer right near her. He'll get there one day.
Action.
I'll send the Gorvulmer over to Relmitos if it gets a bit too hairy over there.
Defense.
You're really going to use a wall card to block a 1 damage Poison Lily? Sure.
Change.
Yeah, if you've never tried episode 3, definitely consider giving it a check out, particularly if you are interested in collectible card games. I think there's about 400 and odd cards in this game, so there is a huge amount to collect. And if you are a Phantasy Star fan, then it should appeal on that front as well.
Defense.
Just be aware that it does play very, very different to the PSO games. I would use some defense cards on your mints, but I don't have any with me that can affect allies. I think I'll let you kill the Poison Lily. That's fine.
Change. Dice. Set.
I've just seen that you called Relmitos real mentors. I'm never going to be able to get that out of my head now. Oh, so you're trying to block my Hildebeer with a wolf, are you?
Action.
Couldn't remember the spelling. Yeah, a force hit him with a melee attack, exactly. Who would have thought? Fundra might hang sometimes like this, it's because it tends to wait for both players to put their inputs in. You're really going to waste a guard on a claw, okay. Hildebeer, man, it's such a good card for early in the game. And that's a ton of damage. I forgot how strong a Legion is.
Draw.
I think I'm happy with that hand, to be honest. I've got 2 slash cards there, which I can actually combo together. As long as I get a good enough dice roll on Lura, I can get a huge hit on her with the Hildebeer, if I can get near her. Well, there's the 3rd Fat Seer. So I see how it is, Lura. So you're just going to continually spam monsters in front of the Hildebeer to stop it from getting to you. All she's going to do by doing that, though, is let me kill more, which will give us a dice bonus. It's inaccurate, this, because a 4-mar hit with a melee attack is not going to happen. I am going to guard that. Dodge card. Yeah, I think is it the one with the rear mile and she's kind of dodging at a ridiculous pose that looks like inhumanly possible. I swear to God, if you paralyze this Hildebeer. So another thing I really like with episode 3, though, a lot of the card art is really, really good as well.
Set.
I think if I put the gold Vulma here, I wonder if I can hit both of them with a slash. I'm not sure if I can though, so I don't want to risk it. I'll do it for now. So we'll try again to kill this claw. Yeah, the problem is because of how the map is here, there's effectively only one square that I can get through, and it's where Lura keeps putting poison lilies, which is really annoying. I know there is a wolf there as well, but I've got another dodge card anywhere. I don't want the Hildebeer to get paralyzed. Is that dice bonus? Ah, there we go. So now we've got a dice bonus. What that does is it adds 1 to all of our dice rolls. So now if we had a level 7 card, we could then bring that on if we rolled a 6, because it would increase to a 7. I'm not too worried at this point because Minsk is basically dismantling Real Mythos. Or Real Mentors, as we've now called it.
Change.
Say his real name, yeah, Real Mentors. Yeah, so what I'm seeing here is that Lura is just not going to let me get to her because she's going to continue putting monsters on that square.
Defense.
She knows the strat. I am going to guard that. It might still paralyze, unfortunately. Oh yeah, I think that's paralyzed. Yeah, so unfortunately the Hildebeer's paralyzed, so I can't really do much about that. I think if I lose that Hildebeer, I might just pile another Hildebeer on Real Mythos. Or, again, Real Mentors. I get what Immobile is. I think it's where you're rooted to the ground and can't move, potentially. Did I just get like a really cheap attack on Lura here? I know these do less damage to story characters, but yeah, so I can't attack with the Hildebeer this turn because it's paralyzed. So we'll try again to kill this claw. Might use a slash actually, just to do a bit more damage.
Defense.
So Real Mentors is getting worn down quite quickly. We finally managed to kill this claw. The problem with this is it's not true to the PSO experience because it didn't drop a Silence Claw. Is that 12 damage? Jesus. Okay. Well, that's that done. So the reason we got E rank there is for a few reasons. So the ranks are really, really hard to get in this. Mainly because it depends on damage taken and damage given. And time taken as well. So when you're taking lots of little bits of damage, you lose your rank really, really easily. You got C. It's really weird in multiplayer, so sometimes different players will get different ranks. I'm guessing that because I lost a couple of really low cost monsters like the Poison Lilies, that will affect my rank. It's really to get the really high ranks, you need to basically have nothing die or take damage. So let's see what we got. Best part of Ep3. Standstill shield plus an SS rank. All right. Also a Mothment. Fury Slime. Gorvulma. Attack. And bind. So we just randomly got an SS rank card. What does it actually do that? It's only got 3 HP, which seems terrible. So it's got Protector, which is just, yeah, it's a shield. Equip a haste. When the character equipping this card moves, there is no attack point cost. So I guess maybe use that with another shield or a mag to stop people attacking it, maybe. And then you just move around for no AP. Which seems odd for a shield like Standstill Shield, which is the heaviest looking shield you've ever seen. Yeah, it's not Sega's drop rates, definitely, no. If it was Sega drop rates, I would not get anything remotely good until I was really high level. That's a new card to me, that one, though. I've never had that. Does picking a certain colour pack make any difference to the cards gained? I think there is a slight sway. So I think the pack that I picked is like slightly weighted towards creatures. Yeah, no worries, Minsk. Yeah, I think there is like a slight change depending on the pack that you pick, but it's not much of a difference. So what I might do is I might as well just put that in my Hunter deck now. So for anyone who was here at the start of the stream, this is the music I was playing at the start. The deck creation music in Ep3 is an absolute banger. This deck is absolutely terrible. Do you have a Toy Hammer? As random AP, gains AP equal to a dice roll -2, which is great, but it can't use attack action cards and it has 1 HP. You have to go, unfortunately. Thank you for the Ep3 play. Oh, no worries. I'm down to play more Ep3 anytime, really. So if you're on the Discord and if you find a way of getting on or anything, I'm happy to play with anyone anytime. And we might stream it again in future as well. I don't know if it'll be a regular game that we stream, but I'm happy to play it sometimes. Hopefully see it again in Real Mentos. Yeah, we'll probably play it again at some point, yeah. I just wanted to bring F3 out for a while, just because I haven't played it for a long time. And now that I actually know that you can still play it online on private servers. I know where he's best player. Yeah, have a good night. Yeah, Rati is a really weird mag card. It basically lets you fly over other cards. So how do I bring the Standstill Shield in? That's 4 cost. I mean, the obvious one would be to drop the Shielded Elsa, but that's a really good shield. Justin Barry is really good as well, actually. And maybe drop one more weapon for it. Well, I barely have anything in this deck. It's an absolutely terrible deck. Yeah, I think I'll leave it for now, actually. Yeah, I hope this has been relatively interesting at least. I know we haven't really done much Ep3, if any, on stream. It might be the first time playing Ep3 on stream, possibly. genuinely can't remember. I hope it's been interesting enough for people to see and maybe haven't seen it before. And yeah, we can do another one, yeah. No, I think I'm out of leader now because you left and came back. I became leader, fair enough, I'll set it up. I have to do Tower of Caleb just because of how good the music is. Yeah, you're thinking Tower, yeah. You kind of have to, don't you, in F3? I think the default rules should be okay, I think. Problem is, because I'm leader, I only have some of the starter decks, which is not going to be challenging at all. I think what it might be worth doing is maybe make a new game so that you can use some of the different decks for the other NPCs. Yeah, what I'll do is I'll quit out and then I'll rejoin again. And hopefully that'll switch leader back to you. It's just because I haven't done story on this file yet. Also, stupid thing with Ep3, you can make weird noises on the loading screen and change the colour. You've only done a bit, yeah. I'm still right at the beginning of story on this file, so I think it was Caleb 1 I picked. Totally pointless thing you can do, but yeah, for some reason you can make noises on the loading screen. I always forget you can do those noises in Ep3.
Hi.
It's so bad. Why they thought this was a good idea, given how bad the lobbies were in episode 1 and 2.
Okay.
It's like, yeah, now you can do this. Like, who at Sega thought this was a good idea? So bad. They clearly never went in on any of the online lobbies in episode 1 and 2 and saw the spam that was in those. Yeah, for some reason they thought a soundboard would be a good idea. And then making it spammable. I think having the soundboard in itself isn't a bad idea as such, but the fact that you can just spam the noises over and over again is a pretty terrible idea. I'll go with my axe deck this time, I think. Actually, I was axe last time, wasn't I? I'll go hunter this time, then. Thing is, you can't even control the noises that you make. It's just a random noise every time you press the button. Yeah, we had to end it with this map though, because this has by far the best music in the game. Yeah, I know what you mean, Achentan. Soundboards can be horrendous sometimes. Yeah, and this is arcs with a Z, not an S. So there's a difference between this and PSO2. I am going to change my hand just because I don't want all weapons. Please don't screw me over. Thank you.
Nice.
This should be a bit more interesting because it's a much smaller map. So because I rolled so high, I think I will look at the LKs. Yeah, we have both silver as well. And I will put a shield on as well. Just to protect the LKs. To be honest, yeah, sure, let's put a handgun on as well.
Move.
The shield should help protect us anyway a little bit.
Action.
So I can't attack this turn because we started first. I'm kind of scared of Viviana because Force Stacks can do tons of damage sometimes. You have 2 Elysians in your hand.
Draw.
We do heavy attack, which is really nice.
Change.
I think the plan is probably just to rush Orgun. But I'm assuming he's probably just going to spam monsters in my way to stop me. Oh, so it's a slime deck, okay.
Defense. Change. Nice.
Look, Viviana didn't equip anything there. Yeah, the music is well and truly hit now. I love this music so much. I'm not going to put another weapon on because I do kind of feel like I need to start attacking. I'll move up to here for now. I'm conscious I don't want to get directly in the line of Viviana in case she has something like fire.
Defense. Draw.
I wasn't meant to discard that card there. It's my analog stick skip there, unfortunately. Should be fine though.
Change.
So I seem to remember that Orgun has huge range on his bazooka. I don't know how much damage he does. I will dodge that actually just to reduce that a little bit. The other thing about episode 3 is it does get really, really hard later on as well. Some of the later fights in story are ridiculously difficult. Okay, so he does 2 base damage. Kind of surprised that Viviana still hasn't equipped anything.
Nice. Set.
I don't think I need to put another shield on yet. I think I'm going to rush Viviana. I might go here just because it'll stop Viviana from sneaking through.
Action.
Kind of feels like Fire Emblem meets card games. There is some similarities, definitely. Oh wow, you're using cancel. It's definitely sort of got, well, it's got like the grid-based combat like Fire Emblem, I guess. Then combined with a card game.
Change.
What is it about Fatsies in this stream? Every single deck we've gone against has used them. Oh wow, Love Rappy. I don't think I've seen anyone use Love Rappy before, actually.
Defense.
All of that to do 1 damage, but I think you're going to get a damage boost, aren't you? I think. Or are you? No, you're really just going to use all those cards to do 1 damage. Okay? Well, that was an eventful turn for them. Unfortunately, I don't know what Love Rappy does.
Send.
Yeah, I think I might bring the daggers on now as well, just get an extra attack in. Oh, you double 1. Oh. I'll try and just focus Viviana. Let's use the daggers first. Then the handgun, and then the LKs.
Defense.
I have a ton of defense cards. Although, I don't know why they would use a defense card there when it was doing 8 damage anyway, so it would still kill. So this should take care of a Fatsia. Because daggers have double strike, so they hit twice. Don't feel like Viviana's going to be around much longer unless she pulls something out of a deck here. I think she needs to pull a shield, to be honest.
Change.
And even that, I don't know if that would be enough to save her at this point. Did roll double 6. That would also help. So Panarms is a really annoying monster because it's what's called a guard creature. So any damage I do on Viviana will go to the... Actually, no, that'd be from Orgun, won't it? Because he's Dark Side.
Dice.
Yeah, that'll be Orgun's card, actually. If Viviana pulls out Red Ring, yeah.
Send.
So Viviana, in that case, just has the Rappy Fan, which isn't too bad. Can't much health that's got, so we might be able to get through that. Unfortunately, I think I'm going to take a hit from the Panarms next turn because it will be able to hit me from there. But if I go to the other square, I'm going to get hit by Love Rappy, so I'll just stay where I am. I do have a lot of attack points here, so... She has 2 Rappy Fans. I think we can destroy both the Rappy Fans.
Defense.
Oh, there's another cancel. So the other thing about Panarms as well as it being a guard creature, that means that whenever you try attacking the story character, it goes to the Panarms instead. The other thing is that Panarms ignores all damage under 3, so you have to do at least 4 damage to be able to hurt it. Unfortunately, that doesn't matter. Because Viviana's dead anyway. A C+, that's a bit better. I get the impression Viviana had some bad dice rolls because for the first few turns she just didn't really equip anything. You got a C? Oh, okay. Yeah, I got a C+ somehow. Just realised, yeah, Ogun's deck was called Love and Peace, so of course he has a Love Rappy. So, any good cards? I've already got Bullclaw, I think. Oh, Chaos Bringer. That's a nice S-current card. That's actually a good card as well. And Hallow Rappy Plus, SS rank. Alright. So the drops today have been pretty insane. So we had a few drops in Blue Burst that were crazy, and now we're getting some really insane card drops as well. What does that even do? Got an S-rank action card. Oh, nice. For each turn, store a card to resets this card, recovers 1 HP, which is fine, but it only has 2 health. That's going to be quite hard to use, I think. And then Chaos Bringer receives half damage from attacks that do 6 or more. Gains AP equal to 2 times the number of ally field characters destroyed since it was set. Yeah, so Chaos Bringer is really, really nice. Yeah, if you're wondering, the original Sega servers were not like this. You would get nothing like this at this level. Your cards were kind of tied to your character level, online or offline, so you had to get to certain level points to be able to even get some of the cards. And even then, there were really, really low drop rates for them. With this server, because obviously not many people play Episode 3 now, they've boosted the rates by quite a lot and made them all accessible at level 1. So you can get any cards in the game now. So I'm just thinking, so we've got about a quarter of an hour left, so we might be able to fit one more quick one in, possibly. Yeah, the lighting is really bright in Episode 3. It's like such a change compared to Blue Burst. Oh, you gotta go. Ah, fair enough. No, thanks to the games anyway, Minsk. So what I can do is I can probably just do an NPC fight then, just to finish the stream off. But yeah, I suppose comparing it to Fire Emblem is probably a reasonable comparison. But it does play very differently as well, because it is fundamentally a card game at its core. So what I'll do, actually, I'll go and put that Chaos Bringer on my deck now before I forget. So it is a 5-cost monster, so it is quite hard to bring on. I don't know if I'm going to use the Hallow Rappy just because it seems very difficult to use, honestly. So realistically, what am I removing from this? Honestly, it would be a Hildebeer. You made it back for the last fight. The gains from the last pack are insane. Yeah, the drops are improved quite a bit on this, so you do get some of the rarer cards easier. But even then, that was still a really good pack. Oh, definitely a Chentan. Yeah, the positioning is absolutely vital in this. If you mess up your positioning, it can screw you over completely. Yeah, I suppose for now we can drop a Hildebeer and add the Chaos Bringer in. Later on, eventually, when you got a lot of creature cards, you'll quite often have themed decks. So you'll have like a dark monster deck, a machine deck, a sword deck, a gun deck, and so on. But at the minute, because I'm still really early in the game, I don't have enough cards to do that. One thing you didn't get from episode 3 is that in a 2v2 fight, you will need to kill one character to win. I think, I might be wrong, I'll check that in a minute actually, but I think there is an option where you can turn it on where you have to defeat both of them, possibly. Let's have a look. Yeah, so there is an option there. So you can change it to defeat HP. Sorry, defeat team. So for that one, you have to defeat both characters. There is also common HP, which I believe has a HP pool between both characters that you have to deplete. The windmill stage, I think that's... Is it Maliventi? This one. I'll go with that version of the map, though. Try going against Crans. I can't guarantee I'll win because, again, this deck is still very, very early game. I can see why I like this map, though. It's really cool. Of course he rolls a 6. Yeah, I don't know what they're thinking with the voice clips. That's not a bad starting hand. We could probably do with some defense cards, but I can always ditch a few of them at the end.
Start.
So he just rolled double 1 and could do absolutely nothing, which is great for us.
Nice.
So I rolled double 2. I guess I unblocked myself with a boomer. Exciting stuff, this one.
Action. Draw.
I think I'll ditch the claw. Yeah, it doesn't really help us too much. Hi, Cups, you okay? Playing a bit of episode 3 for a change. We did play some Blue Burst earlier on though as well, so if you want to see that, it'll be in the VOD. Someone play the Boomer song.
Change. Nice.
So the difficulty with Ark's characters is that you don't want to let your story character get attacked because they have no defense really. So you essentially just try and block people in. And just make it as annoying as possible for them. No, I'm not going to bring that on.
Action.
I'd like to move Ender out the way a little bit, but then I won't be able to tackle both of these.
Defense.
So hopefully let us go through. Yes, that should take out his rifle. Boom, we're doing work. I'm going to ditch the cannon because I don't think it helps us at this point.
Change.
Did draw a dub chick there, which is actually really useful. So that is another guard creature like we mentioned earlier. And the great thing about dub chick is if you don't kill it, it heals fully every turn. So I'd imagine he's probably just going to destroy my monsters now. Actually, no, he's used all his AP, so he can't do anything.
Nice. Set.
So I am going to bring the dub chick on now while I can, and keep it as far out the way as possible. So that means that even if he does attack Endu, it doesn't matter now because the damage will go to the dub chick instead. So I could feasibly send Endo up, but it is quite risky.
Action.
So we have 2 AP left, so unfortunately he's got 2 4 HP items on him, so I'm not going to be able to destroy both of them. Try and take the rifle out at least.
Defense.
So at least the boom was building the dice meter up for us.
Change.
The cards in this deck are terrible, really. I can drag on a bit against Hunter side characters because sometimes you will just be constantly chipping away the gear and you'll just take them down 1 HP at a time. That is doing 4. I should probably dodge that just to reduce the damage a little bit. I will let that go through because I do have an evil shark in my hand, I've just seen, and that has the same attack as the boomer, so if I lose the boomer I can use the shark.
Hi.
Change. Dice. Set.
Yes, I'm guessing that was the soundboard. So I've drawn the Chaos Bringer, but unfortunately I don't have enough AP to bring it on. It could just be a total troll and just block him in with a Poison Lily.
Move.
Great.
This is what I mean about the soundboard. I think they're fine where they are, to be honest. So we've got 5 AP, so we could go... Try and paralyze that first. If that doesn't work, we'll try and take that out. I am going to use Slash with the Boomer just to try and get rid of the other weapon as well.
Defense.
The good news is that whenever he uses the handguns, the wolf does a bit more damage because it does more damage against really low cost cards.
Bravo.
Soundboard is like amazing and terrible in equal measure. I'll hold on to the Bringer just in case I get a chance to bring it on, but I can't seem to be able to use it.
Change.
I think with how he is at the minute, unless he decides to move, I'm hoping he just gets distracted by all the monsters, because if that happens, we can probably send Endo up.
Defense.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll let the Boomer go. So I think... No, I will dodge it, actually. The longer I can keep the Boomer alive, the better. I feel like I've got someone in the background cheering me on. You can take the Poison Lily out, I don't care about that.
Change. Dice. Set. Move.
Oh, you're Batman, Scar, welcome back. Yeah, because I've got a guard creature, I'm going to send Endo up.
Action.
You can chat inspect it, but you can't see it. You can annoy me with sounds. I had a feeling it might have been you. So Endo has an ability where you can hit multiple pieces of gear at once. This Boomer is an absolute menace. I don't see it surviving next turn though.
Change.
Normally I wouldn't send Endo up like this, but because I've got the guard creature on the field, it's a lot safer to do so.
Defense.
He's absolutely fixated on this Boomer. I am going to guard it actually just because it's been an absolute menace and I want to keep it on. Yeah, Arcs is really, really fun. I think I prefer playing Arcs decks in this. I still do like the Hunter side though, but it's really fun just being able to just mess with your opponent with the Arcs and just blocking them in.
Set. Move.
Yeah, I think we're fine where we are there, to be honest.
Action.
So he only has a handgun, so we can use the wolf to take out the handgun. And I guess we'll just attack with everyone else.
Defense.
Yeah, I need to do some more of the stories well at some point just to unlock the rest of the characters. I need Rufina unlocked again because she's a beast. And that should be it. Oh, B rank. Thank you, thank you. I mean, can you imagine if that soundboard was in NGS? Yeah, bravo. Alright, see if we get anything decent from this. Canadine. Well, I needed it at least, I guess. Not looking good so far. Now that's more like a Sega server pack. Again, the duality of PSO. We get SS and an S card in the last pack, and then we got nothing in this one. Imagine getting an SGS on here instead. So on GameCube, I have SGS. On Ep3. It's actually not that hard to get. When the game was live, you could just spectate with other people and spam those sounds. I think so. Yeah, because for some reason that again decided that you could just spam it. So you can literally just go like... That wouldn't get annoying. Again, I don't know why they thought it was a good idea having it that spammable. But anyway, I hope that's been a relatively interesting look at Ep3. I know we don't play it very often and we don't do that many videos on it either. But I thought it was about time we actually played it on stream just so people who hadn't seen it before could actually see what it's all about. And maybe people who've played it before get a bit of nostalgia as well. Skyly with a deadpan troll face while spamming. I would never. So yeah, I hope that's been relatively interesting. We will try and do a bit more Ep3 at some point as well. Just to keep you happy. Yeah, I did this specifically for you. To be fair, there has been a couple of people, mainly Minsk, that's been putting to play Ep3 for a while, so... And maybe another group streaming it right now. It's probably the most views that Episode 3's ever got. Yeah, I think for now, I think we'll end the stream there for today. So next week, we're going to play some PSO on stream next week for sure. I do I think I might try doing a little bit of Monster Hunter as well, just because I kind of want to play some Monster Hunter for a change. So we'll see how that goes. During the week, as I say, on Wednesday, there will be a collab video going up with Deployable Lover, which is basically just me going through a Respective Tomorrow run with him and him experiencing episode 2 for the first time. Which Monster Hunter? So I was thinking either Iceborne or Sunbreak, whichever one people are more interested in. I personally prefer Iceborne, but I would play either. Need to find a place for your silver poster. Yeah, I'd love to get some of the posters and things like that. I have to keep an eye on eBay. So yeah, so next week, as I said, there'll be a collab video on Wednesday, which will be on my channel and on Deployables as well. So feel free to check my video out, but also check Deployables out as well for his perspective, and go and give his channel some love as well. There he's in chat as well, so go and follow the legend. Yeah, we'll be back next week with another stream for PSO and, as I say, probably some Monster Hunter as well. There will be another PSO video next weekend as well, which will probably be the armor combinations guide for PSO. Yeah, hope you've enjoyed the stream. If you've liked what you're seeing, please consider liking, subscribing, or joining as a member. And hopefully see you guys in the next one. And since we're on episode 3, can we say bye? No, we can do bell chimes. What can we do?
Ragol! 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 Ragol!
See you guys next week.